folks? Dustin Howes here again, spreading that good word about affiliate marketing. And today we're going through a demo with a really cool affiliate management tool that I am absolutely loving right now. It's called Respona, and I've got Farzad over here going to give us a quick demo about what this tool is all about so that you can see the awesome features that are going on. Thanks for joining me today, bud.
Thank you so much for having me, Dustin. It's a pleasure.
Awesome. So I've been using your product for the last couple of months. Really impressed by the response rates that I'm getting from the emails that I'm sending out, and the tool in general is just super cool. It is exactly what this industry needs, and I'm so glad you guys built it. Love to hear the story on how you guys built this tool out and the history of where you are today.
Sorry, you cut out for a second, Dustin, but I'm assuming you asked about the history of how Respona came to you as a product.
Yes,
Got it.
exactly.
Absolutely. For folks, Dustin, I'm sure you've heard of our parent company, Visme.
Yes.
Awesome. So for folks who haven't heard of Visme, it's a visual creator tool for businesses. It's like a more B2B version of Canva, the way I would put it simply.
All
And
right.
I joined as the first marketing hire there. And we grew that company to over 20 million plus active users, 3 million in traffic. And one of the key drivers of, I would say, our organic growth, and again, we never raised any outside funding, completely bootstrap, has been through affiliate marketing and content marketing. So basically working with other established and legitimate publications in our space, collaborating with other websites that had similar audiences. And that process was disjointed and dealt with spreadsheets and
Yeah.
duct taping a bunch of different tools together that were predominantly built for salespeople, not for marketers. And so what we did at Visme was to put together the whole process that was working for us manually and streamline it through an internal solution. And what happened over the course of a few years, we figured, okay, we spent millions of dollars building this thing internally and it worked ridiculously well. Let's put this as a standalone product so we can help other businesses. So that's the origin story of how Respona came to be as a separate product back in 2019. So hopefully that answered your question.
Awesome. Yeah, let's jump into it. I want to give the perspective of what affiliate managers can expect from your guys' tool. So let's start that screen share and give us a quick demo of some of these cool features.
You got it. So let me go ahead and share my screen here real quick. Perfect. Can you see my screen okay?
We are getting there. Yes.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Alrighty. So when you first log into Respond to us, and as you've seen before, we give folks plug and play outreach templates. So you don't have to think about different templates or strategies before signing up for the tool. Everything's already built in, and it's based on all the best performing strategies and templates that we've gathered over the course of the past few years. So everything you need, the education is already built into the tool. We have a category for partner recruitment or affiliate recruitment, and that was filter these strategies down to a few or a handful that we feel that are most beneficial to affiliate managers. However, it doesn't mean you can't benefit
Mhm.
from some of the other ones, like for example, going as a guest on podcast or basically or our classic blogger outreach template, etc. So there's loads of different ways on how you can use Respona beyond the scope of strategies that are designated as partner recruitment. But for the purpose of this demo, I'd like to walk you through a quick and simple example of, I would say, a listicle strategy, which is basically finding what are some of the top 10 X tools or software or any product or service that you sell that have mentioned maybe one or two of your competitors, but not you.
Mhm.
Besides that, basically, you also have access to strategies like the competitor mentions, product reviews, anybody's written reviews on certain products, etc. And for the listicle strategy, I'm just going to use Respona as our example. So all we have to do really is just to input the keywords and just answer these 5 questions. And Respona will build us that campaign from start to finish. So all I have to do is to go ahead and say, what's our product name? Its product name is Respona. What specific keywords describe your company's product or service? So we are a link building, or for example, email outreach tool, link building tool, email outreach tool, let's say affiliate recruitment
Great.
platform, you name it, different variations of what sort of other verticals that we cater to, or cold email outreach software, cold email software. You get the idea.
Mhm.
What are some of the popular products in our space? Other products that are not necessarily directly competing with us, but they're in our space that get normally listed on some of these listicles. So in our case, it would be, for example, Ahrefs, SEMrush, Moz, or other tools like Majestic, etc. And there, and I can input some other like outreach software, like for example, Sales Loft. You get the idea. So we
Okay.
could, I'm combining a bunch of different keywords together, but you get the idea. And then as far as what this sets our product apart from the competition, and that's just used to build that, help you build that template or email template for you, so you don't have to start from scratch. So we could
Great.
say that Respona automates the entire partner recruitment, I would say, process, and three, used by thousands of marketing teams.
Great. And I see it's auto-populating your email template over there on the left. Love that
Exactly.
feature.
Absolutely. You got it. And for the purpose of the incentive is normally obviously inviting them to join your affiliate program. If your product is in a way that would be beneficial to some of these websites, you can also offer to give them free access, give
Okay.
them normally access or access to update the article, normally is helpful. So I'm just going to say, if you're interested, or let me, you know what? I'm going to use a little trick in the book here. Let me just
Okay.
grab the default text from
That's
our
great.
HTML. All right. So we don't have to spend time writing this out. The
Super.
reason why we don't make it easily copy pastable is because we don't want everybody to sound the same. So we
For
want you to
sure.
give it your unique touch.
Yeah. Makes
But
sense.
that's all we have to do, Dustin. So we're done. So I just answered the questions, and Respona builds that campaign for us end to end. So there's only a 3-step process. So all we have to do is just to click next, 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 and launch. So let's go through them together. So step one is a sequence step. So that's our email template. So Respona
Mhm.
already puts together that template for us based on best performing, I would say, templates that we've used in the past, and also writes a follow-up email for you so that you be able to follow up with leads when they don't
Yeah.
reply after a certain number of days, can add more steps, adjust the delays, etc. So any feature that a classic cold email software would offer, you have that
Mhm.
at this step.
Yeah. I
Now,
I
moving
like
on to the
the
next step
time delay in there as
is
well.
basically,
Yeah. Oh,
yeah,
go on.
absolutely. And I'm not sure whether you noticed this. We've added this AI email analyzer. So it actually shows that my body length is a little bit long. So
For
my
sure.
emails probably should be a little bit shorter. We found a significantly better. We normally get significantly better replies that way. We're using too many numbers. Like instead of one, two, three, I probably should have used like bullet points instead of that. Instead of thousands and marketing, there are like spam trigger words. So I can say, basically adjust his wording in a way like
Yeah.
used by, for example, affiliate teams or something like that. So it helps my email, or helps my email readability score to go up, and increase the chances of us getting a reply.
For sure. And hitting inboxes for sure.
100%.
Yeah. I've been beating up that for each one of my sequences. Love it.
Exactly. Yep. You got it. And moving on to the second step is finding opportunities. So what Respona does is to put together these advanced operators, and they look gibberish, and that's why we do it for you, so you don't have to remember to use them.
Mhm.
But they're
Mhm.
quite simple. So the nice thing about Respona is that we're not limiting you to any database. Everything we do is a live search. So that makes the tool insanely powerful because you have live access to the entire internet. So it's a matter of just figuring out what sort of filters to put in. And advanced operators are a great way to do that. So what the advanced operators mean here is that finding all the web pages that in their title that have the words like top or best. So it's an indication that these are listicles. That are also in their title, they're talking about partner recruitment platform, or affiliate marketing tool, or link building tool. And that in their text they mention one of these tools. So that would make the search a lot more, I would say, granular in a way that it will find us more opportunities that are going to be more relevant to us. So that way, we bring up a lot of different opportunities that we're not listed at in That's the last one, is it's minus the word Respona. So we'll take away the listicles that, because our team does this quite often, and this is something that would exclude opportunities that you already listed.
Hmm.
And basically move, and then we have some safety metrics built in so that it will automatically take out opportunities they've already reached out to as well. And then moving on to the next step is quality metrics. And we give Moz metrics and data on default with your subscription. So a lot of affiliate marketers, they don't have access to tools like SEMrush or Ahrefs. And you don't have to purchase them in order to take advantage of the data. So that's what
Okay,
we give Moz metrics on default so that you can set some quality metrics and make sure they're relevant. But if you do have access to SEMrush and Ahrefs, you're welcome to also connect them using our integrations.
great.
And we have one-click connection with them, so you can use those metrics instead. So I'm just going to use Moz for now. Now, moving on to the last step, which is settings. This is the part that makes Responder very unique. So our contact finder works the same way as a lot of sales tools plus marketing tools. So what it will do, so it's an algorithm that's built for blogger outreach and affiliate marketers versus
Hmm.
for salespeople. So the way that it works, when I set it as blogs, it will first look at the authors of these articles and check to see if they work there. And if they do, then it will use that as one of the contexts, because the author of that article, if they work there, they obviously have editorial access. So that would be one of the great people to reach out.
Great.
But a lot of the times, those people don't work there, or there's no author on the page. So in that case, Respondent also digs through LinkedIn and other public data sources for company employees to go find you the right person, like the SEO manager or the content person, a partnerships person, affiliate manager, etc. So it automatically gives you some options for, I would say, job titles, and also uses generic email as needed. So what that means is that if it's a small blog, they don't have a fancy content manager, they don't have writers. And so in that case, it will rely on generic emails as a last resort. So that way we can achieve
For
almost
sure.
80+% match rate across basically our user base for finding the right person's contact info. And not only that, we also can make this whole flow reoccurring. So right now our team doesn't launch any new campaigns.
Okay.
So what we've done is that we set up 50 campaigns. So for each strategy, like competitor mentions, listicles, etc., we set up one campaign for each strategy, and it has all of our keywords in it. And then it will rerun itself every couple of weeks to
Ooh,
find all the new opportunities that have been published but not reached out to.
okay.
And so when you go ahead and click run automation, a whole universe happens on the back end. So on default is going through, finding and Googling these terms, and basically finding all the websites that have been recently published that mention one of these, I would say, or mention our target keywords in them, and goes and finds and makes sure that they match our criteria, and also goes and finds you the right person's contact info. And so it's going through and basically finding tens, if well, in this case, we're probably gonna, yeah, it's already found over 100 opportunities. And obviously, the more keywords you put in, the more opportunities it's going to find. And you're not limited to a finite database. And then in a few minutes, it's going to continue on to find the right contacts.
Oh, that's fantastic. And I'm always impressed by how fast this populates. And even when you get to that next step to find the contacts of those companies, it takes a very quick amount of time. Like it is so short, it's mind blowing.
I appreciate that. Thank you. Yeah. So that required quite a lot of infrastructure changes and auto scaling. So we'll have separate threads. So we have a really uh, strong engineering team. So all credits goes to them when it comes to building the infrastructure. But yeah, so basically that's all we have to do. We can just wait for a few minutes for it to run to completion, and we'll just drop you an email as soon as that automation is completed. So I've run a campaign before, and that already has all the context and stuff done. So once you give it a few minutes, you're going to end up with a basically list like this where it has all the contact information already populated. So we don't have to do any sort of work at this point. This is ready to go, move forward to the review and launch step.
Great, great. So we'll let that load, and this is a great opportunity. I like doing this in the early morning every day to create a new list. And first off, it gets me going, and generating a new list and using new keywords is an essential part of recruitment. And when I'm going in and spending 15, 30 minutes of my day utilizing this tool, building this list, I can push that button. It's going to start populating, and then I can go off and do my other tasks while it gets all that contact information and does its thing, and then I come back to it and finish up here.
Exactly. Yep. You got it. And by the way, can you does it see the other tab that I have opened here, or you guys only
No,
see?
no, we're only on the activity log here.
Oh, okay, gotcha. So let me go ahead. So I have another campaign here that I
Okay,
can. Let me just go ahead and share my entire screen, so it might be easier for you guys to see. There we
okay,
go. Awesome. So I have this other campaign. So while that's loading, I have another campaign that kind of shows you a preview of how the context will look like. So once you give it a few minutes, all these contexts would be populated, and then basically with their job titles and their LinkedIn. And so what Respona does for you is that we not only give you the emails, but you know who exactly these people are. And finding the right person is 90% of the outreach, is because if you're reaching out to somebody who's irrelevant to their content and marketing team, unless they're a small company, so they don't have a marketing person, like their founder does everything. So going through that tier system, okay, looking through and finding a content person, partnerships person, marketing person, and going down that list. And if we couldn't, if it's a small site, then maybe rely on the generic email
mhm,
is absolutely necessary and something that had to be done manually before, because we would have to basically duct tape a bunch of different tools together to make that happen. And
mhm.
now that's basically done with a click of a button. Now we're ready to roll. So last step is basically personalize and launch, or review and launch. So at this point, Respona puts together all the pitches for each one of these websites, basically all ready to go. So you can send a test email to yourself, see how the emails look like in your inbox.
Yep.
You basically have the information on the right hand side in case you want to send connection requests to the authors or the people that Respona has found that would be most relevant. And then you also have this little AI summarizer on the right hand side. So it will actually read the content and gives you snippets that you can use to further personalize the pitch. Like,
Hmm.
for example, in this case, they mentioned like uh, Google penalizes this type of effort. So I could say, P.S., like, I totally agree that Google penalizes websites link schemes. Weird how
Hmm.
everybody's still doing them. How you get the idea. Anyway, so basically that just adds a little personalized touch to the email. And this is something that Dustin, I'm not sure whether you're aware, but later this month we're releasing this feature called the AI variables.
Okay.
So you can put this as a variable in the sequence so
Beautiful.
that basically during the automation flow, it will go and read the content. And based on that, it will also personalize like create an icebreaker or a PS or something that
For
you can
sure.
define a prompt for, and it will take care of that for you on autopilot as well. So that's something that you don't have to do manually starting in a few weeks from now.
That's
It's
awesome. And for those that don't know what a variable is, like this Jessica is populated, that's a variable for her first name. So they would add that variable in that spot. It's just brilliant piece of additional piece of this that makes it looks like it's actually more catered to them than it actually is, and it's saving you more and more time. It's a really incredible tool.
Appreciate that. And yes, and we're ready to roll basically at this point. So when you go ahead and launch the
Mhm.
campaign, you can also define several sender emails so that it will basically distribute the sending across multiple email accounts instead of just one. And so
Okay.
you don't create backlogs. So you'll be able to send lower number of emails per email accounts. But once you have 10 email accounts, you can distribute the sending so that each one you can still process a lot of emails without harming your domain reputation.
Mhm.
And we have some safety metrics again to double check to make sure you haven't contacted that person recently. No embarrassing mistakes like empty variables or stuff like
Yes.
that. And then once you launch, it will start sending from your email accounts. You have your insights, analytics. This is my demo account. I actually run average
Yeah.
campaigns through this, but you can see detailed analytics into how well your campaigns are performing. We also give you a little CRM with all the contacts so you can check their conversation history, see exactly how you've collaborated with them before, and create smart filters to filter them out or reach out to them again, export. That's your data. It's up to you. And also, we have an inbox tab where basically we'll pull all the replies from all your campaigns in one place so you can manage them all here. And this is mainly valuable if you have a bunch of different email accounts that you manage for Outreach. So it's basically pulling all the replies in one place versus you having to log into 20 different email accounts to manage the replies. So basically, from discovery, getting contacts, outreach, and managing those relationships and handling the replies is all done in one platform.
Excellent. And for those agency owners out there or consultants, like I really love the visualization of how many opens, how many replies, all those metrics are something that your clients are going to be interested in. And it's a very nice, easy report that you can send them on your activity for the week or the month or whatever it may be. And it's a great way to visualize the efforts that you're putting in for your recruitment efforts. So that's a great demo. Really appreciate you condensing that. You could probably go on for another half an hour. And for those of you that want their own personalized demo, use the link below in this video, and you can schedule one with Farzad here. He handles all the demos somehow. I don't know how you have time to do all of these, but it's pretty incredible.
Thank you. I appreciate that, Dustin. You'd be surprised because we do have a self-serve flow. So people don't have to talk to us, though you're welcome to self-serve yourself. So majority, I would say over 90% of our customers never talk to us, even though we offer them, give them all the opportunities
Yeah,
to set up onboarding strategy calls. But yeah, a small percentage want to see my face and talk to a human before they make a
yeah.
decision. And I'm more than happy to help out. But yes.
Awesome. And I would say, just to wrap this up, like this tool handles so many functions of me buying individual tools out there, like SEMrush. It already completes that. Like using Hunter for email scraping, and several, and like the CRM aspect of keeping track of the records so I don't duplicate. That's an invaluable service. When you told me the price point was 197 to have this per month, I was on board immediately. I know that price is going to go up, but today it is a really good value for what you guys have as a product.
I appreciate that. And we never increase the price point for any existing customer. So once you sign up and you see it, you pay us a certain subscription fee. That never changes. You are going to reserve that for as long as you're an active subscriber.
Awesome. Grandfathered in. All right.
That's
Well, appreciate your time and you being here with us, man. I'm going to end it here. And anybody who's interested in learning a little bit more, hit that link below and keep on recruiting, folks.